Hello, welcome back to another video. Today I have another art unboxing. This actually arrived while I was away in Orlando, but it's some Gunslinger Spawn art, but it's not what you might think. It's not what I had previewed in my OAX haul video. So we're just gonna jump into this. It's a box from Clan McDonald Comics. They were doing a one of their live claim show shows earlier this month, and they had some Brett Booth art. So, spoiler alert: it's Brett Booth Gunslinger Spawn art, but it's not something that I have yet. I mean, it's not an example of what I don't have an example of what this is yet, if that makes sense. So let's get this open, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So most of the series that most of the issues that Brett penciled were inked by Adelso Corona, but there were some instances where I think Adelso wasn't available, and so the pages were they had some fill-in anchors. So this is something that I don't have. All right, so I was like peeking through the bubble wrap instead of just keep opening it up. I was like, ooh, starting to get an appreciation for it. So okay, so all right, so there is it's like wrapped in plastic too. There's a plastic sheet over the top loader. So right, sorry, because there's two pages in this this package. So, all right. So let's see which one I want to do first. Let's do this one first because this is. So I actually have two pages from the same issue, and it was earlier on in the Gunslinger run. They're from issue 6. So put that aside. Do this one first. Brett Booth's pencils, it's a pencil page because the like I said, when they had fill-in inkers, in a lot of those cases they were inked digitally by a couple different inkers, and I think this issue the fill-in pages were by Sal Regla, who actually when I was first introduced to Brett Booth's art in the 90s. When he was doing like the stuff with Wildstorm, the Backlash series, which was Backlash, Kindred. I love those. I love the characters of Backlash, Grifter. Those are really fun. So that's what I initially latched on to Brett Booth's art then. And Sal was doing the inking at the time. So, but now, since I imagine this was like a fill-in situation, I'm fairly certain that Sal inked these digitally, which I know, through his like Instagram videos and things I've seen him post online that he's working and he's inking digitally. I know he does some traditional stuff, but I think that's on like commission and stuff. But anyway, this is a page towards the end of issue 6, which was the first story arc, if you will, where Gunslinger Spawn was kind of went up against the Clown, and one of the newer things that the Clown has is he has these little like clown minions that he would send around, and one of Gunslinger Spawn's powers is he has influence over animals. And like wolves, there's a pack of wolves that kind of you see throughout the story, and he kind of has this connection and this influence with them. So this is a page that it's gonna be hard to see because the pencils never really show up great on camera. But to do this, so this is a story beat towards the end of issue 6 where so the Clown sicks his clown minions on Gunslinger. But since Gunslinger Spawn has the ability to kind of influence animals, that extends to these clown minions. So he kind of turns the minions back on Clown. So there's some smaller panels up top here, which you get some great action. You see the Clown kind of sending the the minions towards Gunslinger. Gunslinger's down for the count, seemingly, but then he, realizes, oh, wait a minute, I have sway over these as well. And so there he is standing tall with the clown minions. And this is the panel that I really love. Kind of a memorable story beat moment. Of course, you get the great up close shot of Gunslinger, which is always nice. So, yeah, I'll have it here too. Yeah, this is just like I said, I wanted. They were doing this auction style, which I liked because it wasn't just a matter of who had the fastest internet connection. You were able to kind of judge, okay, well, how much would I want to spend on this page? How much am I willing to spend on this page? So it kind of, even the playing field. So if it's a page you were interested in, you could bid accordingly, and I like that that format. But yeah, so this is the first page that I won, and I actually then won a second page during the same sale. So, oh, that's cool. They included a copy of Ghost Machine, which is actually cool because I wanted to read this. This is the kind of like the shared universe within Image Comics with Geiger, which was Gary Frank, and I forget who wrote that. Was it Jeff Johns, maybe? But anyway, yeah. So this is side note. That's fun because I do want to read that. So that's cool. All right, let's get this page out. Let's talk about this one. So it's the same issue. It's a couple pages later, and this is like a really cool moment, an image. So it's kind of like the climax of the arc, the end of the issue. So Gunslinger at this point. Let's put the page in. He had sent the clown minions towards Clown, and then they were kind of attacking him. So you get that kind of Gunslinger Spawn walking away. Kind of like a walking towards the sunset, but just seeing it from a different angle. But you see in the background, you see the silhouette of Clown being attacked by his own minions, which I thought that was a fun way to kind of end this confrontation during that storyline. So yeah, I love when you have characters that break the panel layout. So you had Gunslinger Spawn popping out with the panels kind of behind him. So you essentially get a full page splash of Gunslinger Spawn with some storytelling panels as well, which to me again is like the perfect kind of page. Because you still get the storytelling elements, you still get a variety of art on the page, and a really nice splashy image. So yeah, these two definitely spoke to me. And like I said, given that it was an auction format, I was able to say, okay, well, what do I want to spend on those? And I think they were very fair prices where they landed on. Especially when you compare it to some of the pages that have come before in the run. So here's a little bit. So when you're actively buying comic art from a current comic run or whatever, it helps to pay attention to prices even when you're not necessarily buying. So throughout the run, Spencer Beck, who reps Brett Booth, would sell Brett's portion of the pages on Clan McDonald Comics claim shows. And throughout the run, so it became very evident early on that there were a lot of people that were very interested in these pages. So you would see the prices tick upward because the demand was there, and they would respond to that demand by increasing the prices. And then there were some instances where some of these pages were then signed by Todd McFarlane. And so on those pages, there was an increased value because of the signature from Todd. And for me personally, having that signature, or really any signature on a page, is not something that I would pay extra for. I love having pages signed by the creators, that's really cool. But to me, it should be baked into the price of the page. Now, Todd McFarlane's, obviously, prolific, really high profile. Everyone loves Todd, so I get that having his signature on there is a draw. But for me, as a fan of the art, and the story elements, having his signature on there is not a value added for me. There's the thing about Todd signatures. There's plenty of things that you can get that signed by Todd. So having it on a page is not necessarily for me a value added. So there are pages that I had to kind of that I liked, but I had to walk away from because they got to the point where it didn't make sense to pay that much for those pages. And then when these pages came up and they were that auction format, I ended up, I think, getting a better deal. And these are pages that are from early in the run. So those pages, I forget what issues they were. Some of them I think were in this range, but maybe a little after, like issue 7 and beyond. I forget exactly, but so to get pages from the end of the first arc, they're 2 pages apart, pages 17 to page 19 of issue 6. They relate to each other. You have the Gunslinger Spawn realizing he can have sway over the minions. He sends them towards Clown, and then you see them attacking Clown in the other page. So I got 2 connected pages for slightly more than there was a page that I was after, had Gunslinger on a horse. I thought was really cool, but I ended up paying just a little bit extra to get both of these pages for then what it would have cost me to get that one page with Todd and Brett's signature on there, and that was a pencil page too. Really cool page, but when you're comparing apples to apples, I would rather have these pages. They're more impactful to the story. You have better, it's hard to say pages are better than other pages, but when you're comparing pages from the same run from the same artist, you can kind of say that to me was a lesser page that cost more. So not to I'm sure that whoever bought the page or bought those pages at some higher prices, I'm sure they're happy with the purchase. And I'm not saying they shouldn't be. I just think that it pays to pay attention to the prices that are out there. Even when you're not buying. So yeah. So anyway, I had a I had a little break in the video because I had an iPad issue, but the benefit of that is this is later in the day, and I've already contacted Brett because I couldn't get a hold of Sal, so I contacted Brett and asked him if he knew anything about if these pages were indeed inked digitally, and he confirmed that they were. That Sal is inking digitally these days. So that to me is it's what I thought. It's what I suspected. The context clues were there because of the videos that Sal would post online. But to have that confirmation, I feel even better about these pages. I mean, I was really pretty sure, but anyway, to get that confirmation, I feel great knowing that this is the only physical art for these pages. They're they're from issue 6, a really good, memorable scene. So yeah, I'm really happy to have these added to the collection. Yeah, I don't know what else I can add other than I do have spoiler alert. I have another package of Gunslinger Spawn art coming, so that might be my next one. I think that probably should be my next video, depending on or judging by what I think is coming in. So anyway, that's the look at these 2 pages of Gunslinger Spawn art by Brett Booth, and thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon.